Hello, hello. This video is for our assignments on Thursday, December 2nd. Just like on Tuesday, the 30th, the first assignment is to practice the mulberry bush, sing the song, and draw the shapes that go with each part of the song. This is not on your paper, your writing paper today, so you can do it on a separate piece of paper. You can do it with a dry erase marker. You could do it in the air with your fingers. You could do it outside in the snow if there's snow. Right now there would not be enough snow when I'm making this video, but maybe by the time we get to this day there will be. You could do it with a stick in the snow. However you want to do the mulberry bush, just to practice that those handwriting movements and shapes. After that, we have our writing page. Please make sure you write your name at the top. Again, I'm going to beg parents to please watch the writing video that I have linked on the virtual classroom that really goes in depth on what kindergarten writing looks like. Most of their story is going to be in the picture. At this point in kindergarten, I would expect about 2 sentences that go along with the picture. Now, if your child is writing gibberish, but they can read back to you and tell you what they were trying to say, you might want to, we call that dictating. You might want to write down what they're saying at the bottom or above each word. And that's okay. That's what writing looks like in kindergarten. That's what we're looking for. We're not looking for beautiful spaces and capitalization and punctuation right now. We're just looking for them to get writing onto the paper, starting on the top line, going left to right, and then go to the next line. We call that left to right, top to bottom. They will eventually start putting sounds to words. Some of these kids already have, and they're doing a great job. Some of them are not there yet, and that's okay. Please watch the video of kindergarten writing that I made to explain what it is that we should see on these papers. And 2 or 3 sentences at this point would be ideal to go with the picture. And again, the picture and the words should go together. After you're done with the writing, then we go on to our phonics. This one is one of my favorites. I did this when I was in kindergarten back in the 80s. And this is toothpick punching. What I do with this one, make sure your child has their name at the bottom with a pen or pencil. I have little carpet samples that the kids take to their seats. And then we put the paper on the carpet and we get our toothpicks. If you don't have toothpicks at home, you could also use push pins. You could even use paper clips. And they are just supposed to punch on the line around each letter. It's so that they can really memorize what the letter is. It builds dexterity. This action, this motion builds dexterity in their muscles in their hands. But we're working with like 2 or 3 different skills here. Memorizing the name of the letter. I always tell them when they're punching to go, say the name of the letter and the sound N, 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 and think of words that start with that sound. Nelly, nurse, Naugahyde, newspaper, no. One of our favorite words is start with an N, right? And what they love to do after they do this for a while, they turn it over and you can see the pokes through the paper. And that's actually how I check it. And I always tell them that the holes should not be really far apart from each other. They should be really close. You can see the difference here between these holes, and these holes are really far apart. So if your child brings you or it says, okay, I'm done with my toothpick punching for letter N, and it looks like this, you'll have to say, oh, you need a lot more holes than that. You need to go back and put more holes in there and really look at that letter N. Tell me some words that start with that. Think about which one is the lowercase, which one is the uppercase. Do they look exactly the same? Like some letters like S and C, they look exactly the same when they're uppercase and lowercase, but letters like A and B, they don't. So is this letter more like S and C, or is it more like A and B? Hopefully they will be able to tell you it's more like A and B. But there you go. Some people, if you don't have any of these objects, you can use, one student told me that when he had to do this at home, he used his pumpkin carving kit. which I thought was pretty ingenious. We don't want them to use anything too sharp. We don't want anybody to get poked, so even a sharp pencil would do the trick. So there you go. That is why we do toothpick punching, and that's this is what it's supposed to look like. Goodness, I can't speak. After we do our letter of the week and talk about our phonics, then we go back to our poem and sight word of the week. Again, 2 words. We focused on he on Tuesday and she on Wednesday. Today we're going to do this page. If you want to have them do the he side today and then the she side tomorrow for Friday, that's fine. I would have them do it both at the same time just to help them remember that he is H-E, and then if it's he with an S in front, it's a she. They write their name with a pencil. You see a pencil here. This is for pencil. Tall box means a tall letter. Short box means a short letter. Trace it and write it, again with a pencil. And then these 2, they can use crayons or markers. Same thing for this one. Don't have to write your name because your name's already on the other side, but short, tall, short. Trace it, write it, pencil with both of these, and then crayons with these. Please, please, please remember to read your poems at least 1 time a day. That would be great, at least once a day. And then finally we have math. And our math today, it says to do our counting with our hundreds chart, which I should have here somewhere. There it is. Same one that I used since Monday. Count by 1s to 100, count by 10s to 100, count by 5s to 100, and count backwards from 20 to 0. Watch the videos, find your own videos for counting, or your child can just do it all by himself. That would be fine too. Oh, I forgot about the Scholastic Reader. I'm sorry about that. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not on Friday yet. I know what I'm doing. Okay. Oh my goodness. Remote learning is crazy. Okay. So we're going to introduce 3-dimensional shapes today, and hopefully we will get a good chance to talk about this during our class meeting today, whenever we have our meeting. But solid shapes, 3D solid shapes are these shapes. Flat 2D shapes are the ones that we've been talking about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So today we're starting with 3D shapes. We have cube, cylinder, cone, and sphere. So you could talk about those shapes that you see, that you see here. This one's a sphere. They do like to say saphir, and that's fine. They're 5. They know cone. You might have to turn it like this so it looks more like an ice cream cone, but there's no ice cream in it, so we just say the cone part. A cylinder, this one's the hardest one that I found for them to learn because they're not used to that word cylinder, but we use cylinders the most, I think, out of all of these shapes. I mean, we do use spheres a lot, and we do use cubes and rectangular cylinders a lot. The rectangular cylinder is a 1st grade shape that they'll introduce in 1st grade, but cylinders, they're cups. You know, they are, the only thing I can think of right now is cups. And they're containers. They are Tupperware. You know, it's all kinds of things that we have all over the house. Vases. Tons of things. So when we just talk about the different shapes, I will have a really fun song that I can link onto the virtual classroom about different things where you can find these shapes in the real world. This one, they're not as familiar with 3D shapes as they are with 2-dimensional shapes, so you really might have to sit down and say, okay, we're looking for a cube. A cube has squares on it. It's not a square, but it has squares on it, and then they can figure out which one that is and color it in. And the cone, like I said, they usually know that one. You might have to explain to them, think if it was upside down, that kind of thing. Sphere is like a ball, and a cylinder has circles on it. It has 2 circles on it, one on the top and one on the bottom. It does not have any points or a vertex. That's what that would be called on a 3-dimensional shape. The corners are called vertexes. And then again, color the box with the name of the shapes. All of these are the same shapes. Which one do you think it is? Color the word. This is going to be a little harder because we do have a lot that start with the same letter. So you might ask them to look at the ending letter instead of the beginning letter. Cone, cube. So which one of those is it? Does it have an N in the word or a B whenever you say this shape? And again, with those circles, cylinders, you know, it's crazy words. Again on the back. Look at the picture, see how many different three-dimensional shapes you can find in this picture. I see spheres, I see cylinders, cones, cubes, cylinders, sphere, what did I not? Oh, no, I think I got them all. Sphere, cone, cylinder, cube. Yeah, okay. I even see some two-dimensional shapes on here, like right here, and maybe the front of this cabinet. Not if you pull it out, but just the front of it is a two-dimensional shape, so you could talk about the difference between 2D and 3D shapes. I'm sorry this video ran a little long. Only one more day, and hopefully we'll be back next week. Let me know if you have any questions or concerns about any of the work, and I'm here for you. Again, thank you for everything you're doing at home for your child.